Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Pete Cinella Show. I'm, of course, joined by the head coach of the FDU women's basketball program, Pete Cinella. Pete, how you doing this week?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Good, doing very well. Now, let's talk about last Saturday's contest at Bryant. Arguably the team's best performance of the season.
Yeah.
Kept it really close late. Held a lead for much of the contest. Give me some thoughts about that performance.
Well, that was our best game we played all year. Even our 3 wins, we didn't play as well as we did at Bryant. We just got a little held back when Erika Livermore got in foul trouble, but because she was being such a dominant player. Her and Kelsey Cruz were both kind of in the zone. We also kept our turnovers low and got some great extra production from Valerie, who hit 5 threes. So we really were spacing the court out well and doing pretty much everything well, but we just gave them too many free throws.
All right, now fast forward to this past Monday against St. Francis Brooklyn coming into here. They started the game off hot.
Yep.
You kind of found yourselves in a bit of a hole early on. They were lights out from long range. How give me some takeaways from that, positive, negative.
Well, the positive was we came back because it was our 5th game in 8 days. And the first 4 were on the road. So there was a little fatigue on our team, but we were able to come back and cut the lead to 1 with under 4 minutes to go. You got to give St. Francis Brooklyn credit, as Bryant as well, because they both played well. St. Francis Brooklyn really shot the ball well, and to go 33 for 36 from the foul line, that was huge. But the positives were we came back, we made 24 field goals to their 16. But what we got to do is we can't, let a team beat us from the foul line. I think it was 33-8. That's just too hard to overcome, giving them that many free points. We got to stop reaching. We got to stop. We got to slide our feet better on day.
Another takeaway of that is yet again another contest in which you are a phenomenal second half squad coming out of the halftime break down, as Erika just said. With that mentality that you're down, and you got to claw back. It seems you've been playing great in the second half this season, but what's the difference between how you played at Bryant, where you came out of the gate on the road and were tremendous from the start, whereas on Monday, again, falling into a little bit of a hole and having to claw back out of it?
Well, we were committed to coming out at Bryant and to playing strong right from the get-go. And I think we lost a little bit of that edge in the St. Francis game, and we were lethargic, and they came in, immediately hit threes, and it put us on our heels. We got to find a way when someone does that, we got to come right back at them. The positive things are in these last 3 conference games, it's been disappointing because all have been close losses, but we've done a lot of things very well that we, for example, didn't do last year. We've had more assists than turnovers in our last 2 games. We've shot in these 3 games well over 40% in total for the 3 games. We've also out-rebounded our opponents in 2 of these 3 games, something we never did last year. So we're really just a few plays away from winning any of those 3 games, and we got to find a way over the course of 40 minutes, play a little bit better, and I think we'll be there.
Now, you've had the full week to practice. You just said you had such a bloated schedule to start NEC play, including the out-of-conference game at Columbia last Wednesday. But you've had all week to prepare. Give us a little bit of a scouting report on Wagner and what you're trying to do what you're preparing to do to try to slow down or stop Jasmine Nuaje, right now one of the favorites for the preseason player of the year.
Well, Jasmine fills up the stat sheet, and she's a tremendous player, and we got to find ways to contain her. Also, you got to do a good job on Jordan Peck. She's probably going to be a 2,000-point scorer as well, and at any moment she can get 30. So you also got to look at Lindsay Rowe as a very good 3-point shooter and trying to contain her and not let her. She's shooting around 45% on 3. So we got to do a good job defensively, and you got to keep them off the foul line, keep them from getting breakaway layups, and just try and not let them get on a roll. But they're tough to stop.
All right, thanks, Pete. Last question. We're about to have Erika Livermore on the show. She just scored her 1,000th point. I know we talked about this last week, but she's currently 14th on the list of all-time points scored here. She's 7th already in rebounds, 6th in blocks, and she's 200 points away from passing Jen Walkling for points scored. So just give me just some feelings about how she's been doing this season, how she's prepared with another full season and a half to go in her career as she goes up the list.
Well, after missing last season, you never know how a person's going to come back. But I really believe that Erika Livermore is better this year than she was 2 years ago. She's put up better numbers. She's been very consistent and tough. And she's a rare 3-way player where she's a very good offensive player, but she might even be a better defensive player, and rebounder. And those three things is huge. And then she's also our key press breaker. We just throw her the ball in press break, and then she makes decisions. So she's really a great all-around player. And I really believe she's better than she was when she first got hurt. And I also think she can get better.
One of my favorite facts is, before we break away, is that she has one game this season with 0 blocks and one game with 0 steals. Every other game has had at least one of each. They've been a tremendous force. She just got a career high 8 blocks the other week too. So she's been tremendous. We will have her in just a second after the FDU Circle graphic we're about to play for you. Pete, thank you for joining me this week.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you.
All right, good luck this tomorrow against Wagner. FDU fans, tip-off is 2 p.m. tomorrow. Wagner, if you can't make it, NEC Front Row is your home, and stick around for Erika Livermore. Okay, I'm staying courtside with redshirt junior center Erika Livermore. Erika, first of all, congratulations on scoring your 1,000th point in your FDU career. You're already hurdling up several lists here at FDU, but right now you stand at number 14, just past 2 other 1,000-point scorers in FDU history. How are you feeling about that?
It feels pretty good, especially to do it so early in my junior year, that I can get so high up in those ranks. But I think what means the most to me is coming off that ACL injury, to be able to come back and even accomplish that goal. I think that really speaks a lot to how hard I worked last year in the off season, and how well I was able to come back. So it feels really good to get it.
Without a doubt. I mean, you are 20 points away from Alyssa Mayrose, who left the program right before you came in, and we were just joking about it, but you are conceivably about to pass Jen Walkling, one of your coaches this year. You think it's doable? I
do. I've told her before that I'm going to pass her eventually, so I might throw it in her face a little bit if I do get her this year. So, you know, I'll be going for that number.
All right, we're going to have to stop the game and have her, like, present you the game ball and everything in the middle of the game. But, okay, cheesy question, but I just wanted to ask you, do you have a favorite point that you've scored of all these 1,000 points?
I'd probably say my first basket.
Cheesy answer.
Yeah, Boston College. It kind of settled me in, and then I guess you'd say the free throw at LIU to actually nail the 1,000 right on the bullet. So.
But then you missed 1,001. You missed the second one.
I know.
All right, well, okay. Now let's talk about this season so far. Obviously, you've recovered from the ACL injury. You're feeling better, gaining confidence as things go along. The team's in a little bit of a slide right now. What do you think you guys need to work on, as you're right in the middle of conference play, but you can turn things around at this point?
I think it's really just our mentality. I think our confidence is a little bit low right now. We're playing good basketball. It's just we can't string together 40 good minutes. So I think that if we keep just working on the things that we need to work on in practice, and improving our chemistry and everything like that, like we'll get there. We just need a good 40-minute game, and if we, especially on Saturday, if we get that win, I think that momentum will just carry over for the rest of conference play.
Without a doubt. One last question is that all season long I've been talking to Pete about it, but you guys are such a good second half team. What is it about coming out right in the first few minutes as opposed to the first few minutes coming out of the halftime break? They've been playing so well.
For some reason, we seem to play better when we're down and we know we have to come back. So we just need to, I don't know how, but we just need to take that mentality that we have when we're down by 10 and start the games like that, because like you said, we've beaten almost everyone in the second half. So if we can just do that in the first half, we'd be blowing people out. Okay. Well, thank you, and good luck the rest of the way as you keep piling up the points. Thank you. All right. FDUNights.com is your home for all women's basketball here at FDU Scores, highlights, updates at FDU Knights on Twitter. And come out and support your Knights. 2 p.m. tip-off tomorrow, Saturday, against Wagner, first of a doubleheader. Thanks for watching this week, everybody.